Hi YouTube! So I know I'm behind on my videos, so I have a whole list of them that I have to do, and I was waiting for a while because as you can hear, I kind of don't have the best voice again. I feel like I'm getting sick every week. Now that I'm starting my rotation, I guess I'm exposed to everybody that's sick. So I am recovering from a cold, which I thought I had beat, but in the last few days I sounded really congested and have a cough, so I apologize in advance for that. So this video, I'm going to talk about the rest of my neurology rotation, so weeks 3 and 4, and like I said in my other videos, it's pretty much outpatient care. So during the third week, my physician, I think once a month, does nerve conduction studies and EMGs, so that was fun. One day we pretty much only did nerve conduction studies because they ended up not needing the EMGs, which is a little bit more intensive. And that was really cool to see. I did neuroscience in my undergrad, so it kind of brought back memories of everything I remember learning about it then. So that was kind of cool. And everyone actually ended up normal, which she said was really rare, so it was kind of sad I didn't get to see any pathologic nerve conduction studies, but I was happy for my patients, I guess. And then we just saw other regular patient visits and follow-ups from that on that week. And then week 4, she does Botox injections, which was really cool. She does them, the FDA approved ones for migraines. And so there's, different spots along that she injects Botox. You do like 4 here and 3 here and some up here and an upper neck area and then in the traps. And that was really cool to see. I mean, it's approved for chronic migraine sufferers, so many people were just really happy with the result. And yeah, it was really cool to see. Lots of little needles, but the patients didn't seem to mind because some of them went to 0 migraines for a 3-month period, which is crazy because they had been getting them somewhere up to 15 times in 30 days, which is crazy. And then other things that changed, I got to work up a few of my own patients more than I did the first 2 weeks. That was fun, but I'm realizing it takes me a long time to get through because usually she'd have me do the new consults because it was hard with the follow-up patients because she knew exactly what was going on and what exactly they had talked about at the last visit and their whole history and everything. So it made sense for me to see the new consults, and then we'd go in and discuss things. But I was with the patient for an hour and a half, just trying to get my history and my physical done. So I don't know, I have to really work on that. And it's hard when your patients are talkers too, because you don't want to cut them off, but you want to kind of stick to what you need to be getting done. And so, yeah, that was pretty much my neuro rotation. It wasn't my most favorite by any means, but it was still really interesting. Like I had mentioned, I did neuroscience in undergrad, so it was kind of cool to see all this neurology in different patients and how they lived their lives. Saw lots of migraines and Parkinson's and Alzheimer's and MS and some post-stroke. And so those are things that I saw. And just a bit of advice. I don't know, some people would say, oh, I go into every rotation, and if they ask what I'm interested in, I always just say I'm interested in what rotation I'm on. And I don't know, I didn't find that I had to lie and do that at all by any means, because I can say I want to do full spectrum family medicine and follow it up by, I'm really interested in this neurology rotation because there's so much that a family physician has to do with neuro, and I want to really get a good neuro exam down and everything, and she seemed pleased with that. I was really interested in neuro just because I did neuroscience, but I don't know, I guess that worked for me. If you know what you want to do, I don't think you need to necessarily, lie to every one of your preceptors and say, oh yeah, I definitely want to do neurology residency. So I don't know, I was just upfront with it, and she really respected that. And another thing I followed up too is make the most out of all your rotations. So even though this wasn't a rotation that I have to take a test at the end, it's not a required one, it was the elective that I was given. And I decided that I was going to learn the most I could and do all the extra readings and stuff. And I also asked her, knowing I want to do family medicine, what do you see my role in neurologic diseases? What can I handle? What should I send on to you? What things bug you that some family docs do that you get frustrated with? How can I prevent doing that? And things like that. So I learned a lot from her. She was really great, really kind of warmed up in the second 2 weeks. And that's another thing I learned on this rotation is not every preceptor is going to act the same and have the same personality. So my first rotation, she was great. She really trusted me from pretty much day one, and we got along great. I always kind of knew what was expected of me. I don't know, it was just, I never really had to think about my interactions with her. The second one, it was a little bit trickier. I wasn't sure where I sat kind of on her, I don't know, like how I was doing as a student. Was I doing well? Was I not doing well? Was I doing mediocre? I don't know. I didn't know how I was doing, and I asked for a midterm report, and I said, oh, if you don't mind, can you let me know maybe tomorrow how I'm doing and any areas that I need to work on? And she was like, oh, I can just do it right now. And I was like, oh, okay. And she was like, oh, yeah, no, you're doing fine, And I was just like kind of disappointed because it's like, well, what's that mean? I'm doing fine? Are you okay? I don't know. I guess maybe that's just the generation I'm in, but I always need feedback. But I guess she would have been telling me if I had been doing something horribly wrong. But anyway, that's it was a good rotation for me to see, and like I said, I had no test or anything, so it wasn't very stressful. I'm just thankful to be done commuting that distance. I had to commute about 45 minutes in the car with traffic, and I just learned that I don't like to commute. So anyways, that's all. Let me know if you have any specific questions on my neurology rotation.